everyone.
Hello.
Oh, that's so unique.
Yeah. Hello.
Still your favourite person.
Oh yeah.
Spoogel.
Mm.
Okay. He's still on direct at the moment.
The special person.
Sidebar. Court. Yes, sir. Dennison. We're getting to this. Court. Can you say that question again? Elaine. Is there record evidence of physical violence by Mr. Depp, which is one of the risk factors, and it's in the designations, page 84, paragraph 2. Court. Wait. Elaine. Is there record evidence of physical violence by Mr. Depp? I'm not asking if he was a perpetrator. This is physical violence. Court. You're saying if there's physical violence. Elaine. Yes, that he's engaged in physical violence. But this is very much. It's at page 84, paragraph. Court. I understand that. You're just going to state that he has the risk factors. You're not getting into why he thinks. Elaine. Yes, he's going through the risk. What are the factors? And he actually says, cool. You can ask that question, what the factors are, Elaine. But then he also said, and this is part of his opinion, that there's actually record evidence of him committing physical violence, sexual violence, psychological regression, which he can testify to that, and that's in his opinion. Dennison. That's exactly the issue we raised previously. It's making judgments as to all court. Right. He's making judgments as to the evidence. He can't say that there was known physical acts of Mr. Depp because it isn't. That's what the jury is here to decide. Elaine. He can testify that he's read the record. Court. It doesn't come into evidence. You want to testify that he has read reports in evidence. That's what he's based his opinions on. That's fine. But he can't say, yes, there's reported times of this. Because he doesn't know that. And that's what the jury has to figure out. Elaine. So I can ask him if there's record evidence of physical violence, sexual abuse, and physical aggression, but that he can't say any specifics. Cool. What was your question again? Elaine. It was, in your review of the case, is there evidence of physical violence by Mr. Depp? Dennison. Your Honour, I think it literally continues to invade the... Your Honour, I think it literally continues to invade the province of the jury here. That's specifically one of the issues the jury is going to ultimately decide. And she's asking him to sum it all up for them and Elaine. Your Honour, we disclosed this. Court. I know you disclosed it. We're past disclosure. Elaine. And experts are able to testify to ultimate issues as well. But he's going through the three different types of the IPV here in talking about it. But he's seen recorded evidence that Record evidence. I don't want him commenting on the evidence that's before the jury. He can't comment on, yes, he assaulted Miss Heard, because he doesn't know that. It's in evidence for the jury, Elaine. And what he said in his report is, he said, there are numerous witnesses who report seeing cuts, bruises, and injuries. and it was reported that cool. Okay, so that why don't you ask? What have you reviewed that shows that? I'm not sure how you want to do it, but I just don't want him to give any kind of conclusion with respect to the evidence. Make sense? Dennison. I mean, it makes sense to me. Cool. Alright. Dennison. I mean, fundamentally, cool. He's not going to give his only conclusion. His only conclusion is going to be that he meets the risk factors. Not that he's done it, correct? Elaine. So I'm going to ask, I just want to make sure. Cool. Well, okay. Elaine. What have you reviewed that reflects Mr. Depp engaging in physical violence? Cool. No. Dennison. Objection. Cool. You just say the risk factors. Risk factors, Elaine. Risk factor relating to physical violence? I mean, that's just one of them. Cool. I understand, but what we were discussing earlier is he wasn't going to. Elaine. He's engaged in, there's evidence of him engaging in each of the risk factors. Cool. Right. Just in risk factors, not engaging in physical violence. Maybe just explaining what the risk factors are first, and then what have you reviewed? Give us your information that he knew that he was. Okay. Elaine. So if I'm understanding Your Honour's ruling here, I can't ask him what the evidence is of Mr. Depp engaging in physical violence, sexual abuse, and instead I just have to have him explain what that is and the significance of it to IPV. Cool. What the risk? Right. What are the risk factors? Right. And what he reviewed that makes you believe that he correlates this with those risk factors. Does that sound alright? Dennison. Yeah, he can identify what the risk factors are for IPV. Cool. Right. And what he reviewed that would put that on that course. But I just don't want him commenting on the evidence itself. Elaine. Okay. What it correlates. Okay. Cool. Okay. Elaine. I think so. Thanks, Your Honour. We'll give it a whirl. Dennison. Okay.
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 Elaine. So, yeah, what evidence? It's like...
It's the evidence inside the, that's been admitted into the courtroom.
Yeah. But how does he know personally that it was Depp that did it?
Exactly.
It was,
That's the problem.
I mean, it sounds very, very strange. I mean, in that case...
So, what Elaine is doing, and I don't think it's correct at all, is that she's assigning the fact that they've taken pictures of Amber with supposed abuse bruises.
Mm.
And what Amber said to her therapist as records of physical violence from Johnny.
Yeah.
When I think of a record of physical violence, police report, hospital report.
Yeah.
You know, followed up appointments with therapists, but not just the therapist notes.
Mm-hmm.
Like documented, like, yes, records of it happening.
Yeah.
Maybe, a criminal charge or two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's unlikely because, the battered wife syndrome and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But at least hospital reports. It's the fact they don't have any of that. In fact, the only hospital report that's there is the one from Johnny when she smashed the bottle into his finger.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it, that way, she's committed intimate partner violence, not just with Johnny.
Oh, no.
It's just that she just doesn't seem to get it.
Oh, no.
Like, he cannot give an opinion on evidence that has gone to the jury. I would have thought that's basic shit. But it's just, like... I mean, the only other thing is the second-hand information from Elaine Barkin, where she said he threw a bottle on a wall near her.
Oh, yeah.
That he never physically touched her. He just threw a bottle once.
Yeah.
That's the only sort of thing I can think of that she could use, because it's not... I don't know. It just...
Was this one before or after the trailer park guy?
Trying to think. Trying to see his name. His name was somewhere. Where even is it? Ah, no. No, this one's the TMZ dude. Morgan Knight?
Yeah.
Day 22, so the next day.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I was just thinking.
I mean, there's more evidence to show that Amber is the perpetrator of IPV than Johnny.
Yeah, plus history.
But yeah, should we go on to the next one?
Yes, boogaloo.
Okay, so the next one. This is quite short. In fact, there's quite a few short ones actually.
Oh.
Okay, so sidebar, court. You want to talk about the court case? I'm not sure. Elaine. Well, I think he's just saying as an example that the fact that we've got this trial, court, I think it's beyond. Get back to what he reviewed. Elaine. Alright, I'll try. Court, sustained. Elaine. Alright, thank you.
They try to go back to England again.
No. He's using the fact that this. So if you look here. Question. Can you explain what you mean by this whole trial? So hang on. And what, if any, record evidence do you have that correlates Mr. Depp being narcissistic? And I can probably say with reasonable certainty that to some degree this whole trial is that. Objection.
Okay.
But this whole trial, in terms of narcissism, narcissistic insult, is what's going on. I believe that Mr. Depp was very much a mainstay? Is it meant to be mainstream? Mainstay appropriately in Hollywood, and then this was pulled the rug without.
Huh.
Yeah. Can you explain what you mean by this whole trial? So basically, this jabroni here is linking the fact that Johnny is taking Amber to court for defamation as him being narcissistic.
Yeah.
Having a narcissistic trait. Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
But then again, he doesn't make any sense at all.
It's just ridiculous. Her ugly ass face. Get back to what he reviewed. So yeah, he's completely gone off topic.
Yeah.
I think we said this when we were watching him, when we were watching the trial the first time, that it seems very much that he's not coming across as an expert witness.
Oh no.
He's coming across as like a character reference or some sort of like just a witness to what he's read. He's not behaving like an expert witness, and that's the problem.
Yeah. That, and he has said some stuff that's like...
I know. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't act like an expert witness.
No.
Should we go to the next one, though?
Yes. Boulevard.
Right. So, this one. Okay. Sidebar. Dennison. If he wants to testify that there are exceptions to the Goldwater Rule, go ahead. But the question was, does it have any applicability here? Elaine, it's in my designation at page 94, paragraph 1. Dennison, clearly it's in her designations. Cool. What's the foundation? Elaine, it's American Psychiatric Association, and the reason I'm asking him this is Dr. Shaw was one of their experts. He claims that it's unethical for him to be giving these opinions here because he hasn't examined Mr. Depp and court, which is the Goldwater Rule. Elaine, excuse me? Court, which is the Goldwater Rule. Elaine, right. And so he's caught. There was a motion in limine against this at one point. Was it your motion in limine that mentioned the Goldwater Rule? Am I out of bounds here? Elaine, I think we had a motion in limine that excludes some of Dr. Shaw's testimony, and Your Honour granted that. Court, to include Goldwater? Elaine, I don't think it included the full Goldwater Rule. That's why I'm asking him. Court, so is that something your expert is going to be testifying to? Dennison, yes. Court, okay, I'll allow it. Dennison, in that form, does it have any applicability? Does it have any applicability here? Elaine, I can ask him that. Court, I'll allow it. Elaine, thank you. Dennison, okay, thank you.
Goldwater, what was that again? I remember the name.
It's to do with, I believe, presidential candidate.
Wow.
Someone I don't remember if he was president or not. Where basically they'd started making speculation. The press at the time, there was a presidential election, and the press were making speculations about his health, his mental health, and whether or not he can actually, do the job. So they sent out these I think it was different media. They sent out questions to psychologists and psychiatrists and other doctors, whether or not these doctors believed that the president candidate or whatever could actually do the job. And because essentially the Goldwater Rule is that he can't, like they said, no healthcare professional can give a diagnosis without having interviewed them.
Yeah.
So when he was bringing up the fact that he believed Johnny was a narcissist because of how he was in press junkets and stuff, that's completely unethical and it goes against the Goldwater Rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when it was created, I think. I think it was in the fifth. They mention it more in the trial. But it's basically because of what the psychologist said, it was deemed, inappropriate and it caused, some issues. If I remember right, he had to withdraw, I think. Because it kept getting hounded, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. It caused problems for the guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Goldwater, which is why it's called Goldwater Rule, because it was named after him because he was the one that was directly affected.
Of course.
It's one of the reasons why we say that we're not lawyers.
Yeah.
And it's if you watch any YouTuber, a lawyer that's on YouTube, they will say that, they are attorneys, but they're not giving legal advice. Because they don't know the ins and outs of the situation, and also it kind of safeguards them. Like if you watch auditors, a lot of them now will say that, you have to look at your state laws and your county ordinances. It's not the same everywhere. So, like, there are some states which are stop and ID, but there's some that aren't. But if someone who's in one state that doesn't have a stop and ID says that it's not stop and ID, and then they upload that to YouTube, and then someone else watches it, but they're in a state that does have a stop and ID, and they go out saying the same thing, it can cause problems for them. Unnecessary problems. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same, but that's what I can only, compare it to.
Yeah.
Like, our speculations that Amber is a raving fucking narcissist. It's only speculation. We're not doctors. We haven't seen her medical records.
No.
We can only speculate. If we were in this trial, I don't know why we would be, but if we would be in this trial or one like it, we wouldn't be able to say that,
No.
It would just be our opinion.
Yeah.
And most of, the opinion that I have that she's a raving narcissist is just how she's behaved. But I don't know her personally.
No.
To say that with certainty, but she certainly fucking acts like it. Anything else?
No.
Alright, should we go to the next one?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, so he's on cross now. This is one of the sidebars. It's actually really short. 3 lines to be exact. Cool. We're not going into this. Denison. There you go. Elaine. Thank you. Okay, cool. So that's in reference to the medical exam.
Yeah.
But yeah. But they do mention afterwards the Goldwater Rule. Yeah, it's been around as a result of a presidential election that you referenced. Yes. And who has that rule? What organization maintains that rule? The American Psychiatric Association. An association you're a member of? Yes. Aren't you a fellow or something? Yes, I am. Okay, so this is an ethical rule, right? trying to see if where it mentions it. I don't want to read all of that.
It was short.
I am wondering why. Why did Dr. Spiegel bring it up anyway about Johnny not doing a medical exam?
I don't know why he would say that.
Let's start with what you finished with. You understand that the court was twice asked by Miss Heard's counsel to order a medical exam of Mr. Depp, and those motions were denied. Answer: I think that your team told the court you didn't want to have them and the court ruled on them. I don't think the court proactively did it. You had a motion to them, right? No, Miss Heard's lawyers moved for them and asked for them and did not get them. Isn't that right, sir? If you're saying that's what happened, my understanding of it was that you all did not want him to undergo one. They petitioned for it, the court said no. Yes, that's what my understanding of it was. So how would he even know that?
Yeah.
This is literally just, it's making Amber look like she had just really incompetent counsel, and it's just, it's annoying because it's making me kind of sympathetic towards her, and I don't want to be. Because I can only imagine it was he said, this is just my speculation. There was a conversation where he was having he was having a conversation with most likely Elaine, or it could be someone else on Amber's legal team, that he wanted to interview both Amber and Johnny separately. And Elaine, who had most likely already put that through earlier for other doctors, i.e. Hughes. It got denied, and she most likely mentioned flippantly, yeah, no, you can't. You can interview Amber, but you can't interview Johnny. Court won't allow it. The other team don't want it. Like, it's just, the only reason why I think he's saying it like that is because that's how he was told it. Yeah. Meaning, it was mentioned so flippantly. He doesn't need to know that.
No.
You did, and why would they put it in? Why would it be put in that type of context, saying that you guys didn't want him to have it? Doesn't matter what Johnny's team wants or doesn't want. If the court says he has to have one, he has to have one.
Yeah.
It's very simple. If he doesn't have one, well, look forward to losing a little bit more money and getting in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
Do you know why Johnny didn't have a medical exam done? It's a very simple reason.
He didn't want to.
No. He never claimed that he had psychological damage. Amber did. So they had to prove that she had psychological damage.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not surprise me if Johnny does have a lot of psychological things going on, but that's not anybody's business if it has nothing to do with that. If he's saying that he's had, nothing psychological has happened to him because of what Amber had done to him, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's that. Whether it's true or not, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
If he's never claimed that he's had any psychological damage from Amber, then that's that.
Yeah.
Amber is the one that's trying to be the ultimate victim.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Or was it as she said? What did she say? What did Camille call Amber again?
What do you mean?
He said some victim that Amber got pissed off at.
Oh no, I know what you mean. It's been in so many clips. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Most likely is in this one. Victim. No. Victim. Aha. Oh, that's Elaine. I don't care to hear about Elaine talking about it. It's Dawn Hughes, I think, talking about that shit. Yeah, this. The characteristic of a victim of intimate partner violence. Yesterday, you used the pronouns she or her, didn't you?
Yeah. The one that says that the perpetrator is the male. Always the male.
Oh, trying to think. I know what one you're on about.
Yeah. And because
what actual survivor of domestic violence would want that? Or something. I can't remember. But I know what you're on about.
Yeah, Amber got quite pissed.
Oh, yeah. Remember, I think we said something like, yeah, Amber, what the survivor of DV would want that? You're quite right. Which one?
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, should we go to the next one?
Yes. Full level.
Okay. So again, another short one. Sidebar. Dennison. He stated his response with, to be able to commit intimate partner violence. Elaine. Alright, I'll redirect him. Cool. Alright. Open call. Question. What is the record evidence that Mr. Depp exhibits lacking empathy? Answer. To be able to commit intimate partner violence and the control you have over someone. Cut off because he objected. I mean, that doesn't... Thoughts? How I read that to mean, right?
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Stewart has already aligned with the fact that Johnny has committed intimate partner violence.
Yeah.
And he's using anything and everything.
Yeah.
So, lacking empathy is one of the, things that can surround being abused and things like that.
Yeah.
The perpetrator has. The fourth one lacks empathy. So I believe that is to do with, is that narcissism? Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
But he's pushing for a conclusion on. I mean, he can't state that Johnny is able to commit intimate partner violence because there's no proof of that. It's all he said, she said, and that's why the jury's there. He can't say that as an answer.
No.
Like, this answer, as well as many others, is the reason why he just was not being an expert.
No.
Even though he was meant to be giving expert testimony.
No.
Because he kept putting how he personally felt.
Yeah.
On things and coming and concluding things, even though you're not meant to do that as an expert witness. You could provide alternatives to what, people think happened in a situation. Like, for example, we're watching a series on Netflix called The Staircase.
Yeah.
The defense's side, they've got blood experts, forensic experts, and they're not coming up with what they believed happened. They're just stating what the prosecutor said happened, couldn't have happened, without providing an alternative. And like with this guy, he's so set on the fact that, he spoke with Amber for an hour over Zoom. I'm sure she was extremely charismatic, put on the waterworks, and was extremely manipulative, as she is with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And he, for some reason, didn't look at it with a psychiatrist point of view.
No.
It's just all abysmal.
And Johnny's side, he did on the interviews and movie characters.
Well, that's because he couldn't interview Johnny.
No. So he decided to do that instead.
Even though he shouldn't have done that anyway.
No.
I mean, what he should have done, in my opinion, is listen to the recordings.
Yeah.
And when they're having their arguments. Because that's when he can hear Johnny. He hears both sides. I'm not... In my personal opinion, I don't think he should have had an interview with Amber unless he had an interview with Johnny. Simply so then he could see how both of them are in... I mean, he could... Well, actually... No, if he'd listened to the recordings and then had an interview with Amber for an hour, that would have been fine for me. Because he would have heard how she is when she's not got her mask on.
Yeah.
And I think he would have... I would hope that he'd come to a different conclusion.
Oh, yeah.
And then most likely wouldn't have used him because it wouldn't have been in support of Amber.
Yeah, most probably.
But I don't think he listened to any of the recordings.
Oh, no.
That was provided by Johnny's side. I think he only used the ones where Johnny is like mumbling in the airplane.
Yeah.
And he only listened to them because Amber used that as one of the examples of where he was physically violent with her.
Yeah.
When, I mean, there's multiple witnesses that deny any of that ever happening. And it's like, okay, sure, fine. Like, I just... He completely just... It has annoyed me. One of the things that can easily set me off is when it's not that I'm not believed. It's when I say something and then it's obvious questioning of what I've said.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like, oh, I'm not sure it's that way. Are you sure it's not this?
Mm-hmm.
Not like that. It's, no. No, you're wrong.
Mm.
And it's just like, it's so frustrating because it just seems like he has to pander. And it's just like, I wonder if he questioned Amber, if she would have snapped and just ended the thing.
Yeah.
Or he would have waited. She would have waited until the interview ended and then told Elaine that she doesn't want him anywhere near her case.
Yeah.
In which case, he could have been used possibly by Johnny's side.
Yeah.
But it's just like... It's frustrating me because I'm just... It's frustrating me because he's meant to be an expert. He's meant to be someone that you can trust on his opinion.
Yeah.
And he's so irresponsible with that responsibility that it's making me angry.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why, I can't really watch American, their presidential debates because it makes me angry. Because one side is being extremely dishonest and one side isn't. It's one of the reasons why when I watch auditing videos, I have to be doing something else. Because as soon as if I'm locked in and I'm focusing on it, I get angry because it's like, you're meant to be you're meant to be law enforcement, not feelings enforcement. And I don't know why it could be something to do with my childhood, the fact that I never, ever, ever got believed on anything I ever said. And now it's, as an adult, I've become like a petulant child where I get really pissed off and upset when I see someone being treated unfairly. And it's like, and I think it's developed into a way that when I see someone like this, where they are not acting how they should be acting, i.e. expert witness testimony, it pisses me off in a complete, it's in a completely different realm. It's not explosive, but it sort of just simmers and it gets under my skin and it pisses me off. I think that's also why I really fucking hate Dr. Hughes.
Oh, see.
Because she was substantially worse than this guy.
Oh yeah, she.
The constant anyone could, any gender can be a victim to intimate partner violence. The victim, she, her. Perpetrator, he, him.
Yeah.
Abuser, he, him. Abused, she, her. Why? Why are you doing that? If you go back, I've got a lot better at it, but if you were to go back to literally any of the Dawn Hughes videos, I am losing my fucking mind. Because I can't, it gets right under my skin. I don't like it. I don't, maybe someone, who knows a little bit more psychologically than I do, maybe they can, point me in a direction as to why that might be.
No, she was. Yeah.
What really confuses me is that I have absolutely no link to these people. But if you at any point, when you see the video pause like this, any point I'm 90% sure you'll hear me ranting about how shit she is and how angry it's making me.
Yeah.
It says so. I don't know what that is. There has to be something for that.
Yeah.
Not like there's something wrong with me, but there has to be a memory or something.
Or it's probably just that she's telling that partner's violence can happen to both ways, but then she says it's only the women that are the victims and only men that are the abusers. There are no men victims unless they have a man as a partner.
Yeah.
So no woman can ever abuse a man, according to her.
But I don't, like, why, I don't understand why that would annoy, I think it's just...
Unfairness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, it was, my dad suggested to me once that I should try and work within the local council, because I want everything to be fair.
Yeah, that's the worst place being there.
What do you mean? If you work in government, you could hopefully change it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Like, for example, Dalton. Oh, that's a whole can of worms. Super Mayor Tiffany Hanyard, convicted criminal. Oh, anyway, enough ranting. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to leave a comment, you can. If you want to leave a like, dislike, you can. You can't leave both, though, unfortunately. If you want to subscribe, unsubscribe, all up to you. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Fingers crossed, less ranty and better at word speaking, you know. Anyway, don't eat yellow snow, pet a cat, stay hydrated.
Wear sunscreen and do not trust the seagulls.
But now, apparently, you can now shit in the bed.
Yeah.
And blame it on a teacup-sized dog.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the funniest one. Just admit you shat in the bed because you're upset. What? Okay.
Why did you shit in the poop in the bed?
Why did you shit in the bed? Anyway, bye guys.
Bye-bye.